Amelia, can you hear us? Do I need to pretend like we're at Caterpillar? You got your ears on, come on back.
She's saying she cannot hear.
Okay.
Both are muted right now for us. Commission chambers and, oh, there we go. Try again.
If she's available. She got me. I can hear you now, but it's echoing.
How about now? No, if we're doing the echoing.
There's something else.
There we go, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, perfect. We will call to order this commission meeting on May 7th at 2:03 p.m. We typically start these meetings with a prayer reading or thought. Ezra Nair will give us that, and then Richard Nelson will lead us in the pledge.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for the opportunity we have to have a commission meeting today and discuss the needs of the county. Please have thy spirit with us as we deliberate and guide us in our decision making for the benefit of all of our residents. We're so grateful for opportunity for civic engagement and the freedoms we enjoy in this country, and we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Please stand if you're able and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Richard. All right. Build our consent agenda. Any of the 17 consent items that either commissioner would like to hold?
I have none.
Okay. Moving on to the regular agenda, items 1 through 7.
Number one.
Number 1.
And is 1 or 2 where the negligible use was? That was on 1?
That was on 1, yeah.
Is on what?
Okay. And I'm good with 1.
Insurance policy?
The event insurance is item 1. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, as we're
Okay.
going through and looking at which ones need, yeah.
Yes, that is the event insurance standards. Any of the others?
Yep.
Okay, and we will strike
No, I'm good.
8, 9, 10, and 11.
We will hold regular agenda item number 1. As far as closed meetings go, we will strike 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Thank you, Jolene. Okay, item 1. Thank you for the back and forth on this and all the work, Ms.
Yeah.
Katrina. The last correspondence I saw was a few recommendations maybe from Commissioner Beltran as to,
Yeah, Commissioner Gardner, did you just want to move all negligible to low?
No, because I don't want someone to have to pay for an insurance policy if they're just hosting a business meeting. So I think that I just wanted to make sure there was consistency on that. Like if we've got some professionals coming for a meeting or things like that, I want to make sure that we're not requiring them to get insurance to host a meeting. So it just as long as there's consistency on those, that's what I'm looking for.
And I'd agree with that. The ones do you want me to list them? Is that easier, Paul? Like the changes that how do you want to?
Yeah, that works, and I can just take notes and.
Yes, so the ones that I have are currently in negligible status that I would suggest moving to low. Our anniversary party, autograph event, baby shower, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, belly dancer, birthday party, book signing, bridal shower, face painter, first communion, gender reveal party, graduation, retirement party, social reception, speaking engagement, and voter registration.
And then would you want to move, go with Tom's recommendation to move the jazzercise class to moderate?
Yes, I believe it's negligible and he wants it to medium, and I definitely support that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it is medium. There's a couple places where it says moderate instead of medium, so that's another change I'd want to make, is make it consistently so it's all medium.
Perfect.
We're gonna need to do some on-site training with the jazzercise though before you can make that
Well,
decision.
that's what I was going to say. You beat me to it because I was going to say, who can do the grapevine? And can you do the grapevine in both directions without
If you
twisting an
use-
ankle?
Yeah, same with bar mitzvahs, anniversary parties.
Well, and running through the list,
It's
there's
pretty,
90% we're never gonna hold, but
okay.
you never, I mean.
We don't know.
If we're gonna have it right was my thought, like,
And we're gonna have one that we didn't think of.
right, and like, of course, like autograph event or like voter registration. I mean, what if it's a controversial character that is signing the books and there's a protest outside? And
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million scenarios. I can think of 10 people that would draw an opposition crowd to a book signing.
Be careful, you might become an insurance agent.
Same with like voter registration.
Well, and I was just going to
is-
say, Commissioner Gordon, how many of your rabble-rouser high school buddies showed up at your wedding reception at the courthouse?
That's a fair question. It's 1998, I don't remember.
So yeah,
Just trying to
those
get it through
are,
that day.
those are my motioned changes.
Are there any other changes that people would like to see, or are those the only changes that we want to make?
I don't have any.
I'm fine with those two.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'll make those changes of the ones that Commissioner Beltran want to change from from negligible to low, change jazzercise from negligible to medium, and then consistently have all of them be medium risk rather than some being moderate risk.
Perfect, so moved.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? None? Okay, that passes. Now is the time where we accept public comment. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the commission? Familiar face?
There's no way on earth this can be close to the end of your meeting.
I watched
right
your
now.
meeting last night. It was so painful. You didn't even start for like an hour.
No, that's true. That's true. You guys are ending
Your
in
prayers are
5
long.
minutes.
Your
Yeah.
prayers are longer.
We didn't even call up the spiritual thought until 30 minutes into that. I'm going to give one of these to each of you.
Okay,
I'll leave one
we'll
for-
get
for
one
you
to
too. Is that
Commissioner
all right?
Gardner. Yep.
Thank you, guys, commissioners, for having me here. Mayor Mendenhall of Spanish Fork City. Sure appreciate the partnership of the county over many years on many projects. Let it be known on the record now, Commissioner Gordon, 1998 marriage, and on the record, you said just trying to get through the day with Rachel. She's probably just trying to
She's
get
not
through
watching.
a couple decades of marriage with you.
And Kylie are watching, but Rachel's
Rachel's not. Okay, well, I'll send her the recording
She's
later.
getting her hair done for my
Well,
son's
just let,
wedding on Saturday.
if you do send Rachel the recording, just let her know that we all commiserate with her and the years that she has endured.
She will have no doubt of that. I know that personally. Commissioners, what I want to point your attention to today, again, is the partnership between Spanish Fork and Utah County. Honestly, I tried to find a copy of the Daily Herald, a hard copy. I don't know where you can get that. Can you get that in this building? Or I know they used to be in the towers next to you here, but they've moved locations. So I went to.
They're at the mall.
Is that where they're at?
Yeah, the Provo Mall.
Okay, so I owe you a hard copy of the Herald, because what's in it today, every couple of weeks, the mayors of Utah Valley, I know Mayor Mann remembers this well, but the Daily Herald asks mayors to submit some comments and just update their paper, their readers, of what's going on in their community. Mine came out today. It was my turn. And when we talked about, as me and my team in Spanish Fork talked about what to maybe update the readers of the paper on. It was the Utah Livestock Show, the state livestock show that's been held in Spanish Fork for 101 years. Last year, we celebrated the 100 years. This copy, the front copy that I gave you here, is the first print in 1925, Thursday, April 2nd, 1925, the first annual Utah County Livestock Show. And when you get a second, read through that. It's pretty interesting of what was going on 101 years ago to bring the livestock show and have the exhibitors, the kids really, show their projects. They call them projects. And so in the Herald, my article in the Herald, to sum it up, you can go online and read it today, but simply the judges, if you're not aware of how a livestock show goes, the judges come from out of state typically. And the reason why they do is because they don't want to know any of the kids, they don't want to know any of the families, they don't want to know any of the politics, frankly, if you can believe that, in the livestock show business. And so it's usually a person from Iowa, from Ohio, from somewhere in the heartland that is known for agriculture and livestock. And they come and they judge these kids on a few different things: what their project looks like, what their hog, their beef, their goat, what they all might look like, but then how the kid shows that animal in the ring as well. The beginning of my article there reads, the judge, when he got done judging the hog section, said, "This is a pen of killers." And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if anybody wants that put, in their city. This is a pen of killers. But what he simply meant was, hey, these kids are good. Their animals are good. A couple statistics that I want you to know as far as, because I think a concern that you're always hearing from the county level, I'm certainly hearing in my city as it sits on the south end of our county and still has a bunch of agricultural land, agricultural heritage, both inside and on the borders of our city, is that sometimes people will say, this ag is dying, and it's dying for XYZ reasons. Maybe it's dying because the county wants it to die. It's dying because the city wants it to die. It's dying because property owners want it to die. And I wholeheartedly, for now a decade plus of civic service, just kind of want to set the record straight there. I think we're doing better. I think our ag, you can see by certain metrics that, yes, has agriculture changed from 1925 to 2025? Certainly, it's changed. It's changed in technology. It's changed in the way people function. But year over year, if you look back at just the Utah State Livestock Show that's held at the fairgrounds that we're in partnership with the county on, 2024, the total animals ran through the livestock show was 723, and the total sold was 298. In 2025, the total animals, 838, 100 more animals, and 350 went through the sale. Now, the difference between how many are shown and how many go through the sale is simply a metric of these kids raising a project, putting time, money, and effort, and it's really a family affair, whether it be, again, hogs or beef or sheep. And then when they get to the livestock show, they can sell that animal. And I don't know how many of these Commissioner Gordon participated in growing up. I only participated in one and realized I was terrible at it and didn't do it again. But my family's been involved in it my whole life, and now my brother and his kids are, and it's fun to go watch them. They're pictured in the Herald article. But what I want to point out when they sell these animals is the sale simply goes, hey, now somebody's going to buy that animal, and that's going to be processed. You're going to eat lamb chops, you're going to eat bacon, or you're going to eat steaks, or whatever you're going to eat, right? The animals are boosted. They're boosted by local companies. Now, most of these are in Spanish Fork because that's where the show's been for 100 years. But I want to point out that as I asked the Livestock Committee for a list of those boosters this year, 33 plus businesses from around Spanish Fork and surrounding areas, from everything from banks, credit unions, to steel companies, to construction companies, to financial companies, to insurance companies, everything in between, 33 plus companies boosted animals to the tune of $18,050. So when those kids went in and they maybe had a lamb or they had a hog or whatever, none of those kids got less than $550 for each one of their animals. And they walked away with that cash. They got that cash that day and got to either put it in their next project or do whatever they wanted to do with it. What I've included behind your first that page of the press article is a few of the thank you notes. A few of the thank you notes that were just written to the livestock board members, telling them thank you for the opportunity to show my animal, thank you for the money, and I'm going to read a few of them if you indulge me, so that maybe the world watching here can realize who these kids are and how important this is not only to the identity of Spanish Fork, it's important to the identity of Utah County. The first one, thank you for buying my crazy sheep. It's a huge weight off my shoulders, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. P.S. I'm going to use the money to raise my pig. So there's a sheep guy going to get into the pig business next year. Dear buyer, thank you for buying my lamb. Her name was Venom. She was a good lamb. I love doing 4-H. Thank you for buying my pig. My name is Landon, and my pig's name is Pigsler. Pigsler is an awesome pig. If you scratch his belly, it flops over. Thank you for supporting my livestock project, Landon. Thank you for buying my pig named Nina. She has been the best pig for me this year. She was my first pig ever. Thank you for supporting me and my pig Nina. Dear buyer, thank you for buying my sheep. I will miss her. My dad said it's for the best, and she is sold. This was my first year, and it was fun. I think I will do it again. I hope this sheep tastes good for you. The last one here. Dear buyer, thank you for buying Tiny Taco, my goat. Tiny Taco is half La Mancha and half Boer goat. That is why he has elf ears. I will use your money to save for when I get older and have to move out. I mean, that's planning. She's planning for the future. Her goat name there, Tiny Taco. She drew a picture of Tiny Taco. So why I gave you hard copies of this, commissioners, is simply, I want you to keep this in your offices. I had a good idea to have you copy the Herald. I'll get that to you later. But I want you to keep these in your office. I know you deal with this on a daily, if not weekly basis, of especially land use that involves the county and involves your neighboring cities. And what I want you to know is the evidence is that the ag industry is strong in our county. The ag industry is strong in Spanish Fork. And again, regardless of what people want to do with their private property, like they have done over decades, over 100 years, even though maybe the footprint of some farms are reduced and they're either replaced by houses or businesses or whatever it may be, whatever that property owner decides to do with their private property, the ag industry is strong. Not only that $18,000 goes to those kids, but this organization in Spanish Fork raised another $20,000 this year, $50,000 last year, to provide scholarships to kids that want to go into the ag space for next level education. So they're giving away scholarships to make sure kids continue to the traditions that they can that can produce great letters like this, but great teaching moments and a great identity, I would say, for our counties and our cities. I'll leave you with, I know I saw all of you at a Republican convention a week ago, and I mentioned this in the story as well, where you all gave great speeches, and one that Commissioner Gordon mentioned, we're responding to private property rights when farmers say, hey, we want ag protection or we want conservation easements or whatever it may be, and there was one lone boo in the gym, and I stood there. I'm like, there's a lot of things I'd boo Commissioner Gordon over and have over our friendship for decades, but that's not one of them. I wondered, where is that person from? Thankfully, when you mentioned we're responding to people's private property rights, the vast majority in that room clapped and agreed with what you're talking about. You're doing a good job. The county's doing a good job in partnership. As I talked to Mayor Mann earlier and before I came up here, every city is different, and every city, you live in one of the most dynamic counties in the country, I would say. You have everything from people that move into Lehigh and have a job at a very tech-heavy industry, don't even know that there's agricultural heritage down in Spanish Fork and Payson and Santaquin and everywhere else in the south end of the county. So your job isn't easy, but you're doing a good job, and you're partnering with cities where it makes sense to partner. And from the Spanish Fork side, we sure appreciate that partnership and look for it for many years to come as we navigate people's private property rights and what they want to do. So I'm here to say thank you, and any questions, I've asked Ezra to answer questions. But
Perfect. Well, as I stated, Mayor, you have tripled the time of my meeting. You know,
I came here with
gotta
that
work on that
intention.
in Spanish
No, I
Fork,
came
too.
here with that
I'm
intention.
saying I can see why your meetings go so much longer
Yeah.
than ours.
Yeah, that's another tradition, Commissioner Powers Gardner. That's a tradition we're keeping going. So anytime you need me to come here, and
Now, I
keep-
will have you know that I received some text messages from some of the rural commissioners during last year's Junior Livestock Show, and they were just very impressed. And they were very happy that Spanish Fork has continued to host that for 100 years, and that you did a very good job. And these are the guys that like to tease us for saying we're not a rural county because they forget we do ag, but they were very impressed with what you guys do down there, and your heritage is our heritage. And thank you.
your county livestock show is coming up in August during the county fair, and you'll see all these same kids there showing their next projects, the ones that they didn't sell and have already been eaten. They'll show the next ones down there, and so that's their next show that they're really excited for. So thank you for your partnership in a bunch of stuff, but that fairgrounds and the fair as well, because it'll be on full display again in August. So if people missed this one, come down and see the one in August. It's just as good.
Thank you, Mayor. I will add that we probably could step up as a county and be part of the boosting some of these animals. It's my understanding that other counties do that, and I don't know if, that's something that we probably could consider as we move forward as well.
So I think that's a great idea. I will tell you one heartwarming story. The sale day is Saturday, and the Springville FFA Club is one of their focuses is to bring the special needs kids over and help them raise a project and then show that project. If you could have seen a special needs kid go into the ring and hit with his hog, and there's an auctioneer calling out what the sale price is, and that sale price going up, and there's a minimum that they'll never let animals go for lower. This young man figured that it was time that he started riling up the crowd. So you're supposed to stay with your animal and show your animal through the ring. He stopped, he turned to the crowd, and they use a whip on hogs, and he raised it up to the crowd, and he started whipping them up, and he said, "Let's go, let's go." And they got that his project up to $1,200.
Sweet.
And it was everybody, not a dry eye in that sale ring. And you could see that not only that young man, but the young woman that was leading him there. Talk about the character you're teaching kids and youth to grow up to. So yes, every dollar would go simply back to a kid. They don't keep any of it; they just accumulate it and send it out to kids, so they'll do a project next year.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Appreciate you
Thank you for
taking
the time.
time.
Yep.
Join us today. I'd entertain one final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. She looks frozen. I think we lost her. Thank you, everyone.